Listen up, you Yinzers. What's crack-a-lacking? What's going on with you? Welcome to the live noonday edition of Keeping It 100 with your boy Big G, man, of the KnoItAllz crew. Sitting back, got to talk some Steelers stuff with y'all at lunchtime. You know how we get on every Tuesday. We talk about things going on with the state of the Steelers, man. Good to see all y'all, man. It's playoff season. Our team's been eliminated, but that don't mean we going to have a lot of things to talk Pittsburgh Steelers. And we're going to keep talking it every Tuesday live at Keeping It 100 with your boy Big G. Now, listen, there's been a couple of changes to the KnoItAllz podcast. If you notice right down there at the bottom, you can hit to become a member. Exclusive emojis, 99 cents, and there's multiple tiers. And we're uploading information as it speaks. So we appreciate any of y'all to just get the tier emoji, 99 cents a month. You're a member of the KnoItAllz podcast channel. And super chats are wide open and available every time we go live on the KnoItAllz podcast. So we appreciate it. And I'll give you an example. Girl Afton, she's become a member. It's green on our screen so we can see it, and her comment will go up every time, man. And we appreciate Afton being the initial member of the KnoItAllz podcast channel. We thank you. I want to say what's up to everybody in the building. What's up, Josh, man? What's happening? What's up, Steeler Lee, man? What's happening, Luke Cage, man? Good to see you, man. Who else we got in here? Steeler Dog, what's up, man? Tim Lyons, man, what's going on with you, man? Good to see you, man. Reginald Rivers, man, what's going on with you, bro? Great to see you, man. Good to see all you guys in the live chat. After said, I'm still waiting for the emojis. Yeah, that's something that my team and my crew is trying to figure out right now. They're going to get it uploaded in the next couple of days. Hey, we got another member, Steeler Dog 883. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member, man. We appreciate you, man, for the support. Absolutely, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, Black and Gold's podcast, man? Good to see you. The Diabolical Curb in the building, man. We got another member, Luke K 777, man. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for becoming a member of the podcast, man. Thank you. And you guys be looking for specific content as it comes out. We're going to get members, and we're going to build this thing right. So we appreciate y'all. We're working on it. Eric Williams, man, said, what up, Big G, in the live chat? What's cracking, man? Good to see all you guys, man. Kenneth Williams, man. Kenneth Miller, man, what's happening? Swear to God, Big G, if McCarthy gets the head coaching job, I'm crashing the hell out. Hey, man, that's sort of why I'm here right now today, man. Listen, man, I done put the banner up already. Y'all saw it from the pregame. If you wasn't here to see at the very beginning of the show, look at this trash mess that's up there on the screen. Talking about we're going to get one of these guys to become the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hell no. Hell no. Mike McCarthy. And guess what, Steelers, Yinzers? He's in the building for a face-to-face interview because he canceled his interview in Tennessee because he knew he had absolutely no way in hell that he was going to get the job down there. And you got that old McDaniel kid from Miami. Now, I wouldn't mind him being an OC, but to be a head coach, nah. And D-Ball, no, hell no. He can't coach over here at the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Why are we going through this? Oh, Steeler Lee, you became a member. Why I wasn't over there looking? Let me, I got some bunch of technical difficulties going on over here. Let me go back to this and get this the hell off the screen. Steeler Lee, I seen you became a member. I want to make sure I acknowledge that as well. Thank you for becoming a member, Steeler Lee. Where in the hell is the thing? I ain't clicking on it. There you go. Steeler Lee, thank you for becoming a member, man. We appreciate you. So, listen. What is Steeler Dog said, I would take one as an OC and one as a head coach. I wouldn't take none of them. I mean, let's just be perfectly clear. Luke Cage, who you wanted to coach the Steelers, G? And I'm getting to it, man. Yeah, Tim, I am technically challenged, but it's okay. It's all good. After said, did you acknowledge Luke? I didn't see he was a member. I got Luke Cage. I acknowledge Luke is becoming a member too. And if I didn't, I'm going to pull him up right now. Thank you, Luke, man, for becoming a member, man. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so let's be perfectly clear, Steelers Nation. We got two, in my opinion, and I might be dead wrong, who knows? Because I sure don't work for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I get inside information. I get stuff talked to me a lot about stuff that's going on over there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But I don't work for the front office. I don't have a position working for the team. So this is what, from my estimation or my look or purview from the outside looking in. The bottom line is the Steelers have two ways to go. And first of all, let me say this. I believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers will not allow next week to go into effect without figuring out who the head coach is for the team. You're seeing coaching jobs landed left and right. Tennessee's got their coach. Atlanta's got their coach. Arizona's got their coach. The Giants have their coach. Coaches are getting those jobs left and right. So I don't think, and the defensive coordinator for the 49ers just landed the Tennessee job last night, literally as we were sleeping, right? So Mark Malone said, I'm pretty sure they're not going to let McCarthy out of that meeting without a contract. Don't bank on it, Mark. Don't bank on it, right? Still, Lee said the Rams need to hurry up and lose. I need Shula in the building ASAP. So this is the position I'm in with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What I believe is going to happen. One of two things are going to happen. One of two things are going to happen. They are either going to hire, and not Mike McCarthy. There's a guy that by the name of Flores out of Minnesota that has already been associated with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Already knows. Y'all give me 1 second. I don't want to cough in y'all ear. But there's a guy named Flores that's already associated to the Pittsburgh Steelers. We already know what he is. So I think that they're going to look at a guy like that who's already been in the building, already knows who the Pittsburgh Steelers is, already tied to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and get him in the building and literally try to run it back with the roster. And what I mean by run it back is try to convince Aaron Rodgers not to retire. Take the 12 draft picks, look at the 28 free agents, decide on who you want to keep and who you don't. Take the 12 draft picks, insert a couple of wide receivers, maybe a one or two help on defense, and try to run this thing back. That's option one. And if that happens, I think Brian Flores becomes the head coach. Now, I know that the Yinzers, Mike McCarthy, hell no to Mike McCarthy, right? And I know his connections to Omar Khan and how they work together in New Orleans, and I know all of that mess. But he doesn't fit the Steelers. He just doesn't, right? So what did Black and Gold say? Could McCarthy be brought in for another role? Yeah, he's 63. He doesn't fit the Steelers. That's facts. Could he got no? Hell no, he ain't going to guide no young coach. Don't even bring him in. But they're going to interview him because it's tied to Omar Khan. What's up, Swoozy? Man, what's cracking? Right? Now, they could go that way, right? Or they could go really young. They could go extremely young. I know for a fact that the Rams offensive coordinator and that Shula are very high on the Pittsburgh Steelers radar. I know for a fact that they've already been moved past the point to be allotted second interviews via Zoom, not in person because they're still in the playoffs, that the Steelers, Solis was a pass game coordinator that has now moved past a OC or DC. Now you're talking about getting this guy as the head coach. That's how well he did. That's how well he did. Man, I feel this. He said, oh, hell no. McCarthy is basically white Mike Tomlin. Hey, man, hey, no, hell no, I don't want Mike McCarthy in the building. But, I know Yinzers. Oh, McCarthy. No, he doesn't help nothing. Right? Now, Reginald, you said, I'm scaring you about Flores. I don't know why. Flores is a good coach. I don't know why. But the issue is they're going to either go that way with Flores. They're going to go that way with Flores. And they're going to try to run it back with Rodgers and bring back all the pieces and retain everybody. Or they're going to get one of them young ones. They're going to get one of them Kubiaks. They're going to get Shula. They're going to get Solis. They're going to get Weaver. They're going to get one of them young ones. And they're going to trade off pieces. They're going to trade off TJ Watt. They're going to go to Jalen Ramsey, and they're going to say, look, $24 million is not what we're paying for a safety position, so you're going to have to renegotiate it. Listen, still a dog. I don't know about all that. Joe Brady's got a lot to do with what's going on over in Buffalo. Let's be clear. Joe Brady's got a lot to do with what's going on with there, right? After said, does Rooney like pedigree as much as Tomlin? That might make him higher on Shula. It is. But listen, let's be perfectly clear. In a perfect world, if the Rams were eliminated, I don't think we would be having this conversation right now. I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers would have been higher Shula. But it's not like that. Oh, this would be beautiful, black and gold standard. It would be beautiful. We could run Shula and Scalise, right? Beautiful, right? However, that's not where we're at. So the Steelers is looking at it from two mindsets. Retain a solid coach, not named McCarthy, and I'm telling you, Flores is the guy. Matter of fact, Yinzers, if you don't know, he's there for an interview right now. Today, he's there for an interview. Flores is there in an in-person interview, along with McCarthy between today and tomorrow. So he's there. They've sat down with Flores. Believe me, it's already happened. Now, McCarthy's getting a chance because of his ties to Omar Khan. That's the only reason why he's even freaking over there. Because how him and Omar Khan work together in New Orleans and all whatever else. But it's hell no, he don't fit, right? But they're interviewing Flores. So I want to point out some key words that was said by Art the Third. Art the Second. Art say that he wants the coach to come in and look at this roster and basically solidify it. He doesn't want to go through a rebuild process, right? But what he understands is that the NFL is moving forward and that he might have to go through it, right? He doesn't want de-establishment. He doesn't want to go backwards and start being 5-12 and 6-11 and 4-13. He doesn't like that. He doesn't want to do that, right? Hey, I ain't mad at you still, Ali. If you can get Flores bringing Raheem Morris, hey, I ain't mad at that. I'm trying to tell you I ain't mad at that. After said, the other question is can we land Shula? Hell yeah, we've already interviewed him. He's already on the second stage or wherever they're at in the process. The Rams guy can do it in person on Monday, win or lose. That's facts. They're trying to delay. That's why I'm telling you, there's no – so what Mike McCarthy went over there and sat down? He ain't the first option. Believe me, he ain't. Flores lightweight ain't. But the issue is you can't keep playing around with it because there's coaches that are being signed literally as today. And there's so many jobs and so many carousels things. And I know for a fact that the Vikings feel if Flores can't get a job, they'll retain him. They want him back. So they're going to go one or two ways. They're going to go with an old established head like a Flores. That's not, to me, not a recycled coach that's burned all his bridges. McCarthy has blown it up everywhere he's went. He sucked. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl in Green Bay. Who cares? But everywhere else he's been big trash, including his last stop in Dallas Cowboy Nation. Horrible. Right? So they're either going to do like a guy like Flores or they're going to wait and get the young guy. They're going to wait and get one of them youngsters out of the Rams. Right? Or a Kubiak or something like that. They're going to do something like that. Trust me. But it's got a lot to do with the roster. It's got a lot to do with the roster. Okay? Like I said, Art say, I don't know. I want to retain the roster. I want to keep all my guys. I want to do this, that, and this. That's what he say. But a young guy might want to come in and tear it down. Not to an extent. I think the pieces that will move, of course, we'll see Rodgers retire. I think you'll see TJ Watt moved and traded. And you're going to have to have a conversation with Jalen Ramsey. And I don't know if Hayward stays. Those are the four main cogs in that piece as far as the old regime versus the new regime. Watt, Ramsey, Hayward, and Rodgers. Those are the conversations. Those are the pieces, right? And how much does Rooney actually buy into those pieces? How much does Rooney actually say, I want to run it back. Now, I will say this, and I'll be perfectly clear. Dan Rooney is in the building. For y'all that don't understand, that's Dan Rooney III. He's in the building. He's more of an out front guy. He understands football. His daddy was a monster. Yeah, the old man that was putting it together. But Dan Rooney put a lot of them squads together. He put a lot of them together. And now the baby boy in the building. And he's very active. He was at the press conference and everything. He ain't trying to mess around with this because he understands the legacy aspect of it, right? Still, Elise said they better not be diabolical and get McCarthy and beg Rodgers to come back. That could be a possibility, bro. What Tim say? Marvin Lewis coming out of retirement to continue his first-round playoff streak. Tim, Still Elise said your ass got to get to the Matrix for that. And why in the hell would you wish Marvin Lewis to come to the Pittsburgh Steelers? I mean, he can go back for your diabolical team, but he ain't coming for our squad. So bye-bye, Tim. We'll holler at you.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
But oh well, if you got gold, then you got gold.
Take your rightful position as the lieutenant governor of the Matrix, Tim Lyons. Your rightful position as the lieutenant governor, right? No, hell no, Marvin Lewis. But I think that's where we're at concerning the roster for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, and I'm asking you, Yinzers, I'm asking you, now that Tomlin's left, is it time to deal with those pieces? Is it really time to ship TJ Watt out of here? Right? And I heard people say, well, we're not going to get the value and this, that, and this. Listen, man. A contender will give you a late first-round draft pick to get him. A contender will give you a first and a fourth or a second and a third. A contender will give you that for TJ Watt. A contender. A team that knows that they're actually one piece away from solidifying their opportunity to win the championship. Contender being like these four final teams. The Rams would absolutely give us their late first-round draft pick for TJ Watt. Believe me, they do it today, right? I don't know if Seattle would because they're young, but if they feel that Watt is the piece that they need to get over the hump, yeah, they would. I know that Mike Vrabel would do it. Let's be clear. Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots would trade for TJ Watt today. Right now, he'd do it. Give us a first and a fourth or first and a third. Yeah, he'd do it. So we're talking about teams that, with the Kansas City Chiefs who's going to retool. Now, they're not going to give us their 9th overall pick, but would they give us a second and third? Hell yeah. That's big facts. That's big facts, black and gold. Chicago. Hell yeah, they do it. Hell yeah. Steeler Dog says, when do you think the latest the Steelers will make their decision? No later than Monday of next week. No later than Monday or Tuesday of next week. It's over. Their decision's going to be made. They can't wait that long. Now, Tim Lyons, you say Seattle don't need that old man. If they feel like they need that piece, they'll make that move, right? Still, Elise said yes because most of them all wanted to play for Tomlin. We don't need that bad energy in the locker room. It depends on who the guy is. If it's Brian Flores, hell yeah, that bad energy ain't going nowhere. If it's Mike McCarthy, it's going to be bad energy because they don't even respect that dude, right? But is it time to move off of Watt? You know, is it time? And I caught hell last week where people telling me, well, why are you wanting to get Hayward out of the building? You can't come up with a justifiable reason of why for Hayward to retire. Because he's 37 years old. And yes, he was an all-pro. But does he want to come in and play for a young guy like Shula? Hell, he might be older than Shula. I don't know for sure. I got to look it up, but I bet you they're close in age. I bet money there. And Scalise, I know he's probably older than him. So does he want to play for that dude? It depends, man. See, veterans are different. Veterans feel a certain kind of way about certain stuff. And does Hayward want to be in a position where he might ask for a trade to say, hey, I want to go play for a contender. I want to go for a contender, right? Hey, listen, I ain't mad, Anthony. Hayward is old. Wake up. His best days are behind him. That's facts. But I'm telling you, he's number 2. Number 2 chest. Number 3 would be Rodgers. You know, time to move on. Black and Gold says Shula's 39. They the same age. Hayward 37. They're the same age, right? So does he want to play for a guy like that? So does Rodgers say hang it up? Does Rodgers hang it up? Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of Steelers fans is like, yeah, he should, right? Big G, if the Rams go to the Super Bowl, they're not going to wait until after the Super Bowl. They're not. They're not going to wait. They're not unless they have a deal, Reginald Rivers. Not unless they have a deal. If they have a deal in place that he's going to take the position, they will wait. And that's going to tell me a lot about how these second interviews go with Scalise and go with Shula. That's going to tell me a lot. How them second interviews go, and if the Steelers don't name a coach, let me just say this. Let me be perfectly clear. If these championship games happen this weekend and the Steelers don't name a coach after they bring Flores and McCarthy and Minter and all these other guys in the room, that's a key signal that they're waiting on what's going on with the Rams. And they've already got a deal in place for Shula or Scalise. That's a key indicator. If they bring in more Minter, they bring in Flores, if they bring in McCarthy, if they bring these old head guys, these recycled coaches in, and none of them leave out with a contract, and the AFC and the NFC championship games happen this weekend, and the Steelers don't name a coach, they're waiting on one of those guys. That's a clear indicator. And that means that they already have a deal in place because we've seen this before. The Steelers ain't used to seeing it, but we've seen this happen before concerning the NFL. We've definitely seen it happen before, right? So they could have a deal in place, right? Still, at least said if we lose Cam, we might lose Super Hayward. I don't like that. Hey, it is what it is. They're not the same player. What's up, Dwayne? Good to see you, bro. They're not the same player. Reg, I'm glad it makes sense. Because like I've said, we've seen it before. In NFL, if you played attention to NFL over the last X amount of years, we have seen where a coach has been in place and they had a backdoor deal cut. And from the backdoor deal, then the coach got put in place. So my thinking is that if these coaches come in and they interview all of them, and nobody leaves out with a as the coach, then they're waiting on one of those Rams guys. And that means there's a deal already in place. What's up, bus driver, man? Good to see you, man. Checking in. Great to see you, man. Steelers need to get on offense. Yeah. And as a real fullback, I'm not mad at that. That's going to be the philosophy of it. Yeah, first thing, hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. And super chats are wide open, man. So make sure if you want to get your comment on the screen and you haven't become a member, we had a bunch of people join the memberships today. If you haven't become a member, you can always super chat, and we're wide open, man, to get your comment up, man. Anthony says, we haven't won with TJ or Cam. Time to move on and get younger, faster, stronger. We need a hungry team. I'm not mad at that. Ram staff incoming. I ain't mad at that either. But like I'm saying, the Steelers got two different ways. They can go with the old established guy in Flores. They ain't going to mess with McCarthy. Trust me, get him out of here. Or they could wait on the youngster. And it depends. Now, the fourth guy, like I said, because there's four guys. It's Hayward, Watt, Rodgers, and the fourth guy is Jalen Ramsey. Still, Lee said, how do you feel about Sean McDermott as a coach? Sean McDermott would be equivalent to Flores. He would be. And I'm not mad at Sean McDermott because let's be clear. What did he do to get fired? They got cheated in the game. Let's be perfectly clear about that. The Rams, the Buffalo Bills got cheated. You call it one way for the Rams, and you call it different for the Buffalo Bills, right? And on top of that, his MVP quarterback had 4 freaking turnovers. That ain't on the coach. That's on Josh Allen, right? And the locker room right now over at Buffalo is shook because they did the wrong thing. They fired him prematurely. Black and Gold Standard says one of those Rams guys will be named before they leave out of the building when they're in in-person interview. I hope. Refs robbed the Bills big time. That's facts, man. That's facts. He got fired instead of, Yeah, instead of being who got promoted. Correct. Frosty said 9 years of not getting the Super Bowl is why they dropped him. I don't know about that, bro. They didn't have a hell of a run. Listen, they kept running into – he ran into my homeboy or ran into Tom Brady. He got Joe Burrow one time, and he played his ass off against Joe Burrow. That wasn't on you know, and they lost. And then he kept running into my homeboy. That's hard to beat. Man. So I don't think he should have got fired. I think that was the worst firing of all of them. Out of all of them, there's no way in hell you fire him. So I wouldn't be mad. But if McDermott becomes the coach, we're running it back. Absolutely. Some of the players heard that he was fired when reporters yeah, correct. They didn't even know. That's why the locker room shook after. Frosty said he made dumb calls losing the Chiefs in the last 26 seconds. Man, I don't know, man. That dude, I'll take McDermott. He's an established coach. He knows how to freaking win. Buffalo, let's be clear. Buffalo has dominated their division. Dominated. Buffalo has playoff wins. Buffalo has an MVP. Let's be clear. That McDermott is not a bad coach. But if we're going to run it back, hey, I ain't mad at that. I'd take him or Flores if we're going to run it back. Sure would. And we're going to, try to build young and not do a complete reboot. But I think a lot of fans are going towards a young coach, a young guy, a Shula, a Kubiak, a Scalise, and yeah, we're going to a young guy. Well, bus driver, I feel you, right? Now let me get back to Jalen Ramsey. Pittsburgh Steelers ain't paying $24 million for a dude to play safety. They're not. And let's be clear. The Steelers are going to retain 3 of their corners. There's no doubt about it. JPJ is getting a contract, regardless of who the coach is. He's proved it. He's proved that he can play corner. Pierre Lapue is getting a contract. Let's be clear. He's proved he can play. Echols is already on a contract. He ain't going nowhere, right? And the other guy I think they're going to retain is Asante Samuel. So, Jalen, you got to move to safety. Now, do I think they keep Duggar? Mm-mm. Do they keep Elliott? Yeah. But, Jalen, you got to move to safety. And if you move to safety, we ain't giving you $24 million. We're giving you $24 million. We're not doing that. So there's got to be a conversation. And if he don't want to be there, you got to go too. That would be something that the new guy has to do. Man, there's a lot of comments came up here. Let me catch up with these. Want a young coach? Yeah, a lot of people do, Craig. Yeah. Tomlin guy who say no, that's a Buffalo ex-coach. I get it. Elliott and Pierre, yeah, got to have them back in the building. The Bills are what has been termed Tomlin going forward. Teams want to but the Bills aren't mediocre, Frosty. What about the Buffalo Bills is mediocre? Nothing. They win 12, 13 games and win in the playoffs, and they keep running to my homeboy. Ain't nothing mediocre about that. Yeah. Being with this track roster, yeah, McDermott got fired. Correct. And the Buffalo roster ain't all that. He just did well. Yeah, Pierre Lapue. Yeah. He's a dog. Yeah. I get about the fear, Frosty. I get about it. I get about the fear, right? But McDermott ain't mediocre. He's not. There's nothing mediocre about McDermott. He run into my homeboy. It's just like us. Listen, let's be clear. When we had Big Ben, we didn't go to the Super Bowl every damn year. You know why? Because we kept running into Brady. Now, there was some times we didn't, like against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That was inexcusable, right? But there was a bunch of times we ran into Tom Brady and Big Ben couldn't beat him. That didn't mean that Big Ben was trash. That just meant that he kept running into old goat cheese. He kept running into him. Well, Josh Allen got those same problems. Josh Allen kept running into my homeboy. It's hard to beat, man. It's hard to beat. My homeboy and the Kansas City Chiefs is hard to beat. Let's be clear. They had a down year this year, but damn, they done been in the Super Bowl seem like every damn year. So it's hard. It's hard to win. It's hard to win, man. Still a girl, what's cracking, man? Good to see you. She said, man, I pray that we get the coaching right because we all know dude is here for a minimum of 5 years. Yeah, I mean, let's be clear about that too. Let's be clear. The new coach is going to get it. The new coach is going to get two things. If it's an old guy and they decide to run it back with Rodgers, he's going to get time enough to get his franchise quarterback and see what happens. Pass Rodgers. If it's the new guy, he's going to be able to move away from pieces, build the roster up the way he wants to build it up, and then insert his franchise quarterback. Right? Right. So that's going to happen. Frosty said, coaches lose playoffs more than players do. Hell no. There ain't a coach that throws an interception in the damn National Football League or fumbles. Who lose you games in the playoffs are quarterbacks. Look what C.J. Stroud just did in the playoffs. Houston's defense played out of their mind, and Stroud was trash. Trevor Lawrence lost that damn game for them. Josh Allen just had 4 turnovers against Denver. Quarterbacks lose you playoff games. As dynamic as Caleb Williams looked when they was able to get the play to go over to overtime, he lost the damn game by throwing a pick in overtime. Quarterbacks lose playoff games more than anything. Quarterbacks, man. Quarterbacks. Yeah, but Mahomes didn't even make the playoffs this season, and Allen still couldn't do it. I understand that. I understand. But they lightweight got cheated. They lightweight got cheated. Let's be clear. Let's and they on you, Frosty. The great one's on you. He's on you, right? Coaches get fired first. S. Dresden in the building for the 20 Binkers, man. Why do you co-sign young Shula if he's a DC with the 16th ranked defense? Because young Shula is in a situation where his defense would be higher ranked if they didn't do what they did with Matt Stafford and the offensive team. They score fast in Los Angeles. They put up points in Los Angeles. So that, to me, that's good balance when you have a system with Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Matt Stafford, and a good running game. They're going to score. So your defense is going to give up stuff. But when it comes down to it, the defense makes plays, i.e. like they just made in the divisional playoff game when Curl got that interception after Williams just struck them boys to go to overtime. Let's be clear. The Rams defense is nice. And I'm sort of biased with it. They run a 4-3 too. They run a 4-3, which we need to go to. And that's a whole nother show for another. Frosty, I get it, dumb play calls, but bro, the quarterbacks are the ones that turn the ball over. Interceptions, fumbles. That's why they lose. Normally in playoff football, it's 1 or 2 plays to decide the damn game. Look at all the playoff games outside of Houston getting, they really need to get mopped to the end by the Patriots, and us getting our ass kicked against Houston. All the playoff games has come down to the fourth quarter. S. Dresden, stop playing. Hey, listen, I feel you, man. I feel you. But the Rams defense, facts. And the defensive budget in LA is only $60 million. That's because they draft well. You know why they draft well? Anthony, you know why they draft well? Because Shula is part of the player development of personnel and selecting personnel that fits his scheme. That's why they've drafted. Hell, the Rams got, I know for a fact, 3 guys that I absolutely wanted in Pittsburgh that they drafted, right? And their budget is lower because they spend more on, facts. The owner will favor a quarterback, correct? They will every time. The owners always look at the quarterbacks and they give them. That's why McDermott got fired, right? Steelers' budget is $160 million and we're ranked 26th. Think about it. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts because we run a trash. Let's be clear. We ran a trash drop 3, cover 3 drop zone defense over 40% of the snaps. That doesn't work in the NFL. That was Tomlin. Keep everything in front of you. Drop 3 covers. No, hell no. And then you don't throw the ball over the middle of the field from an offensive standpoint. So you're killing your damn self. I.e., why we got our ass whooped all year for time of possession. Let's be clear. But players do what they do. Right? Yeah, facts. Facts, great one. The Curl, a free agent. Yeah, hell yeah. Curl might follow Pittsburgh. Follow Shula right over from Pittsburgh. You better believe it. You better believe that one, bro. No. I know that people like Trinidad Chandlers. I know. But, yo, he's 5'10". He's 5, and he's small in stature. I know. I know you like it. I know you like You like that exciting college game that you see out of Trinidad. But that's no. He's not going to run RPO in the NFL. He's not. That's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen. Frosty said, yeah, true, but good coaches can overcome quarterbacks, even if they Hostetler, Johnson, Dilfer, Foles. Well, most of those are generational defenses, right? Tampa Bay had a generational defense. The Baltimore Ravens had a generational defense. The Philadelphia Eagles defense was kicking ass and flying all over the place. So you know, let's be clear. A lot of times it's generational stuff on the other side, right? But Shula can do it. Don't get it twisted. Shula can do it. Shula can do it, right? Now, the deal is this. We have 12 draft picks. We're going to have top money regardless of what happens because we got 28 free agents. 28. Money's coming off the books as we're talking, right? If once you hire your coach, how do you equip him? How do you get him ready to make us competitive in 2026? Well, a lot of things you got to do. What he said, Turk, who do I like, Flores or Shula? If I'm going to tear the roster down and rebuild, I want Shula. If I'm going to run it back, I want Flores. Let's be clear. If I'm going to tear it down and I'm going to move off of TJ Watt and I'm going to move off of if I'm going to have Hayward retire and I'm going to move off of Rodgers, I want Shula. If I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make Jalen get back some money or we're going to renegotiate, I want Shula. If I'm running it back, I want Flores. If I'm running it back. Because I still think that Flores can be put in position to fix it right. He can add, you got 12 draft picks. You got free agent money. You can get it right. Right? But if I'm saying, okay, time for Watt to go, then I want Shula. Absolutely, I want Shula. I think he's the number one priority, man. I think he's the number one priority, right? Yeah. Shula is going to bring a staff with him. Why I like him. That is facts. That is facts. He's going to bring guys that he knows that understand football, right? Let's be clear. Tomlin, listen, Mike Tomlin, you're a great coach. Mike Tomlin, you're a great coach. You're a great coach, but it's time to leave. But you know what your biggest issue was, Mike Tomlin, outside of being prideful? And I'm saying it live on air, and I don't care if he hears it or not. Your inability to branch out and have good coaches up underneath you, regardless of what the front office was doing. Good head coaches make other good assistants and position coaches. Tomlin don't have a tree. Let's be clear. He doesn't have a tree. So that was his issue. Shula's going to have an opportunity to make a tree. And I think, hell, Flores could get a tree too if you put him in there, right? Claude Bishop for the 2. He said, hello, everyone. A great show, G, finally. Well, Claude, you ain't been following us enough, bro. You ain't been following me enough, Claude. You ain't been following me enough. Follow me enough. Now, it's biased, but I appreciate it too, man. I appreciate it too. Yeah, Tomlin's ego got in his way. You facts. Tomlin. Yeah, Frosty, he was stubborn. He's stubborn. No tree, right? So Shula going to bring cats with him. Shula's going to bring cats with him that in 2-3 years, they're going to be talking about they need to get a job. They need an opportunity to get a job. That's going to happen. That's going to happen, right? And Shula's got the pedigree for it. Shula, let me be clear about this too. All NFL coaches are control freaks. All of them. all, and I mean all in totality, all NFL coaches are control freaks. The issue is, how do you delegate some of your control? That's where Tomlin didn't succeed at. Tomlin did not succeed in delegating control. He was nervous about everything that went on, so he tried to control everything. That's why you could change out the coordinators every year and the quarterbacks for every year, and the offensive playbook looked the same. The middle of the field was freaking lava, and he ran drop cover 3 trash defense. He didn't delegate anything. He controlled everything. He controlled it all. And I think the new guy has to be a delegator. The new guy has to be a delegator, right? Frosty said, G spitting facts all the time. Yeah. It's messing with the Yinzers. We got to tell the truth now. You got to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. I don't give a damn. Let's be clear. I'm going to tell it, right? So, but we're an opportunity to, and let me tell you something. If Flores becomes the coach, he going to hire a comparable OC. If Flores becomes the coach, he's going to hire a comparable OC. Shula going to bring people with him. He's bringing his luggage in his Louis. He's bringing his luggage in his Louis Vuitton, man. They're going to hit over there quick. It ain't going to take long. So for all you diabolical Yinzers, he's talking about, it's going to take long for us. Hell no, it ain't going to take long. Either we run it back, we got 12 draft picks, we figure out, plug a couple pieces here and there, and we get a quarterback later on, or we tear it down and we walk into the draft with 16, 17 draft picks. Now it really gets diabolical. Hell, with that, you could mess around and build your roster and insert your quarterback in 2027. And let me be clear about Will Howard. Let me be perfectly clear. And I'm going to say this on every channel that I'm on. Will Howard is going to do something, whether you guys like it or not. And what I mean by it is this. Either he's going to suck and he's going to put us in position to get a franchise quarterback, or he's going to become the franchise quarterback. Ain't that what you saw with Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy was a 6th-round NFL draft pick from Iowa State University. Brock Purdy became the franchise quarterback in San Francisco. That's why they gave him that big-ass contract. But if he would have sucked, they would have had a trash record, and they would have picked at the top of the draft, and they'd have got the quarterback they wanted. That's what the opportunity Will Howard has. Will Howard's either going to suck and put us in position to get a franchise quarterback, or he's going to become the franchise quarterback. That's what 6th-round draft picks do. That's what Tom Brady did. That's what Brock Purdy did. That's what most of them do. They either become the franchise or they suck. Well, that's why all these people, let's bring in this guy and that guy. Hell no. You Mason's already on a contract. You draft another kid. You give this kid an opportunity. Either we going to be big trash or he going to become the franchise. Shula would do that. Shula would give Howard a shot. Trust me. He going to find out what he got because we ain't got no film on him. We ain't got no film on him. That's Dresden said, why do you keep saying, let me be perfectly clear? Because people don't understand about the clarity in this. Yinzers minds be all over the place, S. Dresden. They mind be all over they be making up, they living in fantasy land half the damn time about how this thing works, man. They be all over. They don't even understand it. So I got to be clear. That's the same difference why I call them Yinzers. I'm clear. I'm clear about it, right? You put some good talent around Howard, and he might be able to get the job done. Claude, I ain't mad at you. Claude, I ain't mad at you, man. I ain't mad at you, man. Still Elise says, you got to say, yeah, I got to say it for the Yinzers. I got to let them know. Frosty, they do be in fantasy land. Frosty, they do. They be all in fantasy land. Like, well, come on, we got to be clear. You know? Also, we got to find out about Roman Wilson. I ain't mad at that either. Hell, who we got to reignite and get him right is Pat Freiermuth. Either with Flores or Shula. Muth is out of the freaking doghouse, bruh. The middle of the field ain't going to be lava. You're going to see crossing routes. You're going to see seam routes. You got to unlock Pat Freiermuth. What do you mean? You got to unlock him. Hell, you got him and Darnell Washington. You can kill people with your 12 personnel. Let's talk about that. And either one of the coaches is going to do that. Either one of them is going to do it. The middle of the field ain't going to be lava no more. They're going to throw the ball to move. Roman might be able to run a seam route behind him, right? But yeah, there's going to be some changes. But I just think the Yinzers don't understand it. I don't think they understand it, man. Appreciate it, Turk, man. I'll be trying to tell them, man, right? Please, yeah, that's facts. After, let them know. Get rid of Smith. No, and let move truck facts, because Smith trash, right? Facts. Great when there's a bunch of Yinzers that don't look at the big picture. That's why I got to be telling them they got to be clear, right? Okay, wait. Did I see you say Howard ain't in a week ago? No, I ain't never said Howard ain't in. I said that Howard's going to get an opportunity. Move needs a makeover. He does with the new coaches. Thank you, Steelers Almighty. You're absolutely correct. Right? I'm convinced Roman got done dirty. I ain't mad. Let's name it. Let's name him Steeler Lee. Caleb Johnson, Pat Fryermuth, Roman Wilson. Yeah. They're going to get opportunities. Even if it's Flores that says to run it back, or anybody but McCarthy. And then they're going to get an opportunity if it's the new coach with Shula. Right, that they're going to get an opportunity. So all this living in fantasy land, all out there thinking that this and that, it don't work like that, man. It don't work like that. We have an opportunity to not be trash. We have an opportunity. And get Arthur Smith's ass out the building right now. He should have been exiled from the Steelers facilities. Get him gone forever. Don't never come back. Stay gone forever. Right? I think a lot of fans are scared like Rooney. Yeah, they you know what it is, man? You know what it is? I don't think they're scared. I just think they want it their way. I mean, I was hearing people, we need to go get Kurt Signetti. Have you lost your damn mind? That's a college coach. He's 64 years old. His game doesn't translate to the NFL. No. But I heard it. Stop. We need to go get Marcus Freeman. What? No. Hell no. What are we talking about? Steelers Almighty said change the locks on the entire. Yeah. Dog, ain't nobody got no key code no more, dog. Ain't nobody got no key code no more. Don't nobody got no key code no more. It's over with. Right? Said, yeah, we fear change. Facts. Yeah, if Flores isn't hired this week, then they're going to get Shula. I'm telling you right now. That's facts. Yeah, facts. Yes, as Dresden for the 20, Newcastle, PA, stop playing. Hey, man, there's been some good athletes come out of that Newcastle area, like Terrell Pryor and them. Yeah, it's been some dogs from over there. Let's be clear. Yeah, I know about Newcastle. I know what's going on over there, right? So, yeah, I get it, right? Coach FedEx, yeah. Coach FedEx got to get on the bus and go out of town. Take that DC with you. Take all of them with you. All of them got to go. Every last one of them. And he said bubble gum too. I seen that, man. That's funny. He said, ever notice how none of them old coaching staff get jobs anywhere else? Right. Correct. Because they're the land. A lot of times when Steelers coaches come to Pittsburgh, it's the land of the misfit toys. It's the land of the misfit toys, right? It's their last stop and their last hurrah. And they know really in Pittsburgh, they ain't got to work. I mean, let's be clear. They don't have to work. They ain't got to work. They can just keep coming up with the same old, same stuff, and Tomlin's going to be satisfied because we know it's just going to be one way, and I ain't got to put no ingenuity. Then if you don't believe me, go back and watch the playoff game when we were on goal line, and we ran 4 goal routes. We ran 4 goal routes on a 4th and goal play. 4 goal routes? And you need 9 yards? That means there's no ingenuity. Hell, you could Tecmo Bowl that better. You could John Madden 2025 that better. You could do it. You could draw a play up in the sand better than that. Everybody and their mama run crossing routes in the NFL. So yeah, they ain't got to do nothing over there. They ain't got to do nothing over there. Abner said, I'll be around there for the draft after, and I might be there too. Yeah, Claude. Yeah. Terrell Pryor is from over there. Terrell Pryor was a monster. He was clearly a dog. Let's be clear. He didn't play quarterback in the NFL, but he was such a super athlete that he started at wide receiver and he was out there killing them at wide receiver. So he wasn't no dog. Don't think it like that. Right? Marcus Freeman ain't leaving. That's facts. He ain't going nowhere. Right? Tomlin like to hire old guys who failed in higher positions. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Frosty said, I got to go. Draft going to be fire. Steelers fans party. Facts, man. Facts is going to be off the hook. It's going to be off the chain, man. So now listen. I was here today. I appreciate all y'all support. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. You can actually subscribe, give the 99¢. We're in the process of loading the emojis as we speak. Stuff will be out there as far as content for the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward, all backstage. You can support and by joining a tier membership for the KnoItAllz podcast channel, right? I'll be back tonight over there on Steelers Almighty. And y'all, I can announce it. I can say it officially. Got a new show coming out on Steelers Almighty outside the big show. We'll talk about it tonight on the big show. Make sure you tune in to the big show tonight so you can hear the announcement of what's going to happen with Big G concerning the big show over on Steelers Almighty. Some stuff's going to be changing. You're going to see G over in them parts a little bit more than when you've been seeing them on a regular basis. But we'll have all those announcements tonight. But make sure you come back tonight and catch me over on the big show with my boy Big B and the Diabolical executive producer. Man, it's going to be a good one tonight. We're going to talk about breakdowns with positions and all whatever else. And we're going to have our first draft mock 1.0 for Steelers picks. Mock 1.0 is tonight over on the big show, right? I'll be back tomorrow night for sure with my boy Tay-Boy Fresh and my boy Kirby. You know how we get out with Smash the Gas. We'll be over there talking about taking a closer look. And my boy Tate got hell no on Mike McCarthy. Hell no. We ain't going to be get him out of here, man. And then afterwards, directly afterwards, I'll be on Pump Your Brakes with the boy Shannon. The all-season checklist. We do it every year. This is an annual thing. We do it over on Pump Your Brakes with Shannon Triple D and the boy Tay-Boy Fresh. We talk about the checklist of what's got to be done for the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward. If you like to know it all content, make sure, Frosty said, what time tonight? Frosty, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Steelers Almighty channel. That's where I'll be at. And if you haven't subscribed to the KnoItAllz podcast channel, just hit a subscription. You ain't even got to pay for one. Just hit subscribe and keep it pushing. S. Dresden, man. Church, man. I appreciate you, S. Dresden, man. Thank all you guys again for rocking with me. I appreciate all the support. And like I said, G will be here all season concerning what's going on for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. I'll see y'all tonight over on Steelers Almighty. Have a great one. Peace.